Hello and welcome to episode number 6 of Saving Sunderland, the FM Novice series, where I am trying to save Sunderland, turn them into a strong top flight side who are competing for the European and domestic honours every season using only British and Irish players. We are currently at the start of February where the transfer window has slammed shut for the season, and the season is going relatively well. We are 11th in the table at the moment, but most importantly, we are 16 points clear of that relegation zone. We are pretty much safe, I would say. 40 points is always talked about as the mythical figure of getting over that line, and I think we're 6 points away from that. We're 14 games to go. So I think we will be relatively safe towards the end of the season. We've only got the league to focus on, unfortunately, now. We are out of the FA Cup. But I'll take you back to the game against Leicester, which is the first game that you haven't seen. And we won that game 3-0. 2 Jermaine Defoe goals and a Charlie Adam goal secured a relatively comfortable victory against a side who absolutely destroyed us at the start of the season. We then moved on to the Peterborough replay and won that game 2-0. A own goal and a Lyndon Gooch goal just after half-time secured the win there. That got us through into the 4th round of the FA Cup. Then a tremendous match, a victory against Chelsea. We were 1-0 down and we won the game 2-1. Next up was a game against Arsenal where we were 2-1 up but lost the game 4-2. I've got an issue with Jordan Pickford and Julian Lescott at the moment. They are causing me some grey hairs. In the Chelsea match, they did this. Pickford rolls out to Julian Lescott, who plays it back to Diego Costa, who scores to make them 1-0 up. A great piece of communication between the two players. Against Arsenal, they did this. Pickford to Lescott, and they scored. 2-2, boys. 2-2. A very frustrating situation. Fortunately, against Watford, they didn't screw up, but we still lost. Isaac Success scoring a late winner, which knocks out the FA Cup. Tactically, we have changed things around a little bit. We have gone strikerless at the moment, playing a 5-2-3-0 formation. It's the park the bus, which I've used in the past before, which I'm only really going to use against the big teams because I had a very difficult run-in, including the Leicester game. So Leicester, Premier League champions. Chelsea, the team who probably are going to win the league. Arsenal, and then Manchester City. A very, very difficult run-in for January and early February. So I went strikerless, I went park the bus, and it's got some decent results. That's what I'm doing today against Manchester City. As I mentioned, the transfer window has now closed, and we have had a busy month. We have seen Brian Oviedo leave for West Brom for 1.7 million. We've seen Fabio Borini go out on a loan deal for £140,000 a month. And a number of our squad players have joined teams on loan as well. Only one player has come in, and that is a striker, or shadow striker, and that is Jason Cummings from Hibernian. He looks quite a decent little player. Probably more of a shadow striker than a complete forward. At the moment we are playing with 3 shadow strikers and our normal formation has 1 shadow striker. So I'm very, very happy with this capture. It only cost me £1 million. It's going to spend the rest of the season with Hibernian on loan as well. So I think there's definitely something really good there. He's only 21 years old as well. So there's lots of development potential as well. I have an issue with Jermaine Defoe, is that he's 35, so potentially only one more season for him in the top flight. He'll hopefully be a first team regular next season. But then the season after is when it could get a little bit tricky. So I'm looking to bring in young players who are going to step up to be that replacement in a couple of years' time, and Cummings could well be that player. So it's game day. We are at home against Manchester City. Team lineup is Jordan Pickford in goal, Julian Lescott, John O'Shea and Paddy McNair in the 3 defensive positions, with Billy Jones and Reece Wiggins as my fullbacks, Lee Cattermole and Jack Rodwell as my centre midfielders, with an attacking trio of Charlie Adam, Jermaine Defoe and Stephen Pienaar. So we have started. I've probably cut off the start of the game in the video recording, but that can't be helped. I'm trying to make this video a little bit more energetic than yesterday's. I felt a little bit flat when I was listening back to it on on the edit, so I do apologise if you found that. But today, even though it is 10:30 in the evening and I'm very tired from work, I am trying to be very positive and trying to talk through a video where nothing much is pretty happening. But Charlie Adam now has the ball. He looks for Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe is in, and he forces a great save from Claudio Bravo. Corner kick to Sunderland. 20 minutes gone. Charlie Adam takes it, whips it in. Good header from Paddy McNair, but it goes over the bar. A number of former Man United players on our side, so hopefully they can score against their traditional rivals. John O'Shea and Paddy McNair being the obvious two that jump out that fall into that category. As Rhys Wiggins goes into the book. Rodwell on the ball, into Pienaar, looking around to Rhys Wiggins. To Stephen Pienaar. Stephen Pienaar beats the keeper and puts us 1-0 up in the 35th minute, 4th goal of the season. A lovely little move from Sunderland. Wiggins found the runner and Pienaar made no mistake. I'm definitely liking this tactic. We are very much competing against some absolutely massive sides. So if you look at the numbers, we have absolutely dominated that game. Three shots on target, 2 clear-cut chances, positive possession numbers, average rating, not bad either. 2 bookings, Rhys Wiggins and Jermaine Defoe. And Defoe hasn't had a very good game, but to be honest, he's too good to take off the pitch at the moment, especially at 1-0. I haven't really got anyone else with the goals. He's got 21 this season now. The next closest, I think, is 6. So there is a real gulf in the goal scoring in our side, which mirrors real life the last 2 seasons for Sunderland. So big challenge is to replace Defoe, as mentioned earlier. I'll also have to replace a couple of my centre-backs fairly soon with Lescott and O'Shea, both in their mid-30s. Got in Courtney House, who will be potentially one of those players, but I will have to find a couple more potentially in the summer as Charlie Adam is almost put through and Man City clear. But Lee Cattermole picks the ball up into Charlie Adam, looks to release Pienaar, but Man City win the ball back as well. Something is going to happen in this highlight as there's a couple of half chances haven't had anything to happen, but poor bit of defending. Man City are in, crossed into De Bruyne, and De Bruyne will make no mistake from that distance, and he equalises for Manchester City. A disappointing defensive effort from our 2 guys, Jones and Cattermole, on the far side, and De Bruyne beats Pickford, who was looking the other way. Man City draw level with 20 minutes to go. Rhys Wiggins has picked up a knock. I don't really have a natural left back. What I'll do is, I think Jones can play on the left. Bring Love on the right. And I'll look to move Defoe off the pitch in the next few minutes as well, unless he does something, probably for Gary Hooper to bring him on to see if he will do anything for us. I think Hooper has proved that he is probably not Premier League quality this season. Does that show it? No, that doesn't show it. He's only got 1 goal in about 20 matches. So a little bit disappointed with his return, but to be fair to him, he's never played as a striker. He's always been either a shadow striker or coming off the bench. As we concede a 2nd goal. Gunderding, or Gunderding, I'm not sure how you pronounce that player. He's only scored 2 goals this season, both of them against us. My fault for not remembering his name. I think that's unfortunate. I think we've done more than enough to deserve to win the game, or at least get a point out of the game. Shea's had a poor game at 6.2. But it looks like we're going to have another disappointing collapse, which is the one phrase I despise in this game. Whenever you have a win or a lead and you lose it, it always says disappointing collapse, and it's just so linky and annoying. Yeah, we've lost this game, unfortunately. Bigger picture, we're going to survive this season, so it's a bit of a nothing game, but we've competed. We've done a lot better than we did the last time we played them, so we are showing improvement as we look to maybe get in, but they intercept the ball and Manchester City build from the back. About 20 seconds to go. That will probably be that. That will probably be that, is the correct use of the word. Just waiting for the inevitable full-time whistle now. Be any moment now, unless they do something incredibly stupid here. When you're ready, referee. This is either an incredibly long full-time highlight or something is going to happen. What's John Stones doing up there? It's a centre half. There we go, full-time. Possession-wise, they're the better of the second half. A lot more even. Obviously, their manager had a few words at half-time. But Liverpool top of the league. That's quite nice. 13 games to go, and we are 15 points clear of that relegation zone. 9 points clear of the team below us, which is currently Hull. So I would settle for 11th at the end of the season. 13 points away from 6th, so we'd have to do something pretty incredible to get that 6th position. But certainly happy with the way things have gone in my first season in the Premier League. So ultimately a disappointing result, which actually means we've lost the last 3 games, which is a bit frustrating because it feels like we're in a good run of form. We've beaten Leicester, we've beaten Chelsea, we beat Peterborough as well, but then we've lost the last 3. Well, admittedly, one is the Cup, and they were against Arsenal and Manchester City. I'd fully expect us to beat Hull and Southampton, potentially Burnley and Watford as well, and Stoke and Middlesbrough. That's 5 games that I wouldn't be stunned if we got 15 points. Now, I've said that, of course, we'll lose all 5, but that's just the way my football manager experience goes. But I'll tell you how it's gone. I think the next time we'll get together will either be the Middlesbrough game, or it might even be the trip to Anfield on the 8th of April. I probably will do the Manchester United game at home as well, shooting Liverpool and Manchester United and Manchester City as episodes, putting that in the SEO just to see, does that give me more likes, more views of the video. Trying anything as I'm on a new channel. But if you have watched it, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, please leave a comment, tell me what you think. I've been the FM Novice. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you very much, and goodbye.